Good morning, everybody. So over the summer, right, this whole debate of, school should open, the main thing was kids need to be in school because they need to learn. So we have blended learning. There's kids that come here, right, that I don't even think they realize it, what they're risking coming to school every day on public transportation, with no social distancing, the numbers rising, right? So all of that, wearing a mask, jumping through hoops to get here, to come here still, right? And still turning blank assignments, incomplete assignments, bare minimum at best, or just turning them late. There are some very few actually, that are doing what they gotta do, right? But the effort still isn't there. And it reminds me to when we had in-person school. And the same students that were on top of their game were on top of their game remotely. The same students that were slacking off were slacking off remotely. There was a few outliers, very few, that turned it around, that were struggling in person and just started shining bright remotely. Very, very, very few. And this is just for me. I don't know about any other teachers. So I say that to say this, right? So the argument of we need to open school because kids need to learn, I feel like it's just an excuse to just open schools, because there's no data that proves that reopening schools is better for kids, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to effort. You can be here all day learning, getting all the help you need, right? But when it comes down to getting things done independently and turning it in, that makes a difference. And right now, I see very few, and what I'm seeing right now was no different than what I was seeing in person, last year, whenever we was back to normal. So my question is to you guys, is that the same for you? And what are your thoughts on it? Because right now, it's just not making sense, man. I seen a kid come in here with his phone, and he was on his phone all day, like in the back, and it was like, bro, you came all the way here to just be on your phone, because he didn't have a computer, so he used his phone. But I knew, I seen the phone from here, and I seen he wasn't on Google Classroom. I'm checking in on him, but it's like, you came all the way to school to, during this pandemic, taking the train, everything, to risk your life and every other, your family, in chances of spreading the virus. To do all that, to come in and be in your phone, bro. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we got to figure this out. In my eyes, if you're gonna be here, man, make it count. Make it count. If you're gonna be here, knowing that what we're putting at risk, make it count. When I come here, I make it count. You know what I mean? I'm working, making the best of it. But right now, I don't see that. It was good in the beginning, and I already knew it was gonna be like that. It was good in the beginning, and now I'm starting to see the trend of it's kind of just that effort. It's not a nosedive yet, but I'm starting to see it. I feel like I've been teaching long enough to where I could recognize trends, and that effort is starting to fall off. So parents, when they tell your kids, man, to come here and make it count, hopefully students, if you're seeing this, come here and make it count. Come here and make it count. Don't do the same thing here that you could have been doing at home. Because when you're here, you're putting yourself at risk. We're in New York City where the numbers of COVID positive rate is rising. Don't come here and put your life at risk to be here and not make it count. Make it count. I'll see you guys tomorrow.